Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we'll explore 4 fascinating Australian 50-cent coins that may look simple but hold incredible stories and hidden value. Each coin has its own charm, unique design, and collector appeal, proving that even a small piece of change can carry a big surprise for those who look closely. First coin. The 1971 Australia Elizabeth II 50-cent coin, without a mint mark, holds a special place in Australian numismatics, symbolizing the early era of decimal currency and the transition toward a modern coinage system. It stands as a historical marker of both artistic refinement and national identity, capturing Australia's pride during Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Even when found in heavily circulated or dirty condition, this coin retains its numismatic charm and historical weight, making it a favorite among collectors who appreciate early decimal-era issues. Its wide recognition and aesthetic appeal have ensured that the 1971 50-cent coin remains one of the more talked-about coins from the early 1970s, admired not just for its age, but for the significance it represents in Australia's coinage heritage. The background of this coin is deeply tied to a defining moment in Australian currency history. Following the decimal transition in 1966, the Royal Australian Mint moved from producing silver round 50-cent pieces to copper-nickel versions with a distinctive 12-sided design, beginning in 1969. The 1971 issue continued this new tradition, minted exclusively in Canberra without any mint mark. This was a period when Australia was solidifying its post-Commonwealth identity, and coins became an important medium to reflect national pride and unity. The Royal Australian Mint's decision to remove the mint mark from this issue aligned with the goal of standardizing national coinage, ensuring each piece represented a unified Australia rather than a specific regional origin. What makes this coin visually striking is its detailed and balanced design. The obverse features Arnold Machin's refined portrait of a youthful Queen Elizabeth II wearing the royal tiara, a design celebrated for its grace and realism. The reverse, designed by the acclaimed Australian artist Stuart Devlin, displays the national coat of arms, symbolizing the 6 states through a shield flanked by the kangaroo and emu, 2 animals uniquely native to Australia. This combination of royal imagery and national symbolism makes the coin instantly recognizable. Crafted in copper-nickel, the 1971 edition weighs 15.55 grams and measures 31.5 millimeters across its dodecagonal shape, giving it a robust and balanced appearance. Even after decades of circulation, many examples maintain legible details, further adding to their collectible charm. Rarity is another defining trait of the 1971 Elizabeth II 50-cent coin. While the mintage figures were not extremely low, a significant number of coins were lost, damaged, or melted over time, particularly due to their metal content and extensive circulation. Uncirculated examples, or those preserved in exceptional condition, are far less common today. The lack of a mint mark also adds intrigue, as it distinguishes this issue from later varieties produced with identifying marks. Moreover, error coins from this year, such as off-center strikes or double-die obverses, are exceedingly rare and highly prized. These factors combine to make the 1971 no-mint mark coin one that collectors actively pursue, especially those seeking to complete a full early decimal collection. In today's numismatic market, the 1971 Australia 50-cent coin without a mint mark can attract considerable interest, especially when in near-mint or uncirculated condition. Prices generally range between $900 and $4,300, depending on the coin's preservation, luster, and overall eye appeal. Coins with strong definition, minimal contact marks, and sharp edges are valued most highly by collectors. Auction houses and online numismatic forums often report increased bidding activity for certified examples, particularly those authenticated by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Even circulated or lightly worn specimens in dirty condition can fetch decent sums if the details are intact. The steady market growth for early Australian decimal issues suggests a long-term upward trend in value, supported by increasing collector demand both locally and internationally. For collectors seeking to identify high-quality examples of this coin, careful inspection of the details is crucial. Pay close attention to the clarity of Queen Elizabeth's portrait and the fine lines within the coat of arms. Coins that show full rim definition without major abrasions are particularly desirable. Certification from a reputable grading service provides additional assurance of authenticity and helps establish a fair market value. Storage in a protective holder or airtight capsule is recommended to prevent further oxidation or tarnish, especially since copper-nickel alloys can dull over time. Collectors often source these coins from estate sales, reputable dealers, and specialized numismatic auctions, where provenance and condition are clearly documented. Part of what makes the 1971 50-cent coin so appealing is its balance between accessibility and prestige. It is not as unattainable as some earlier silver coins, yet it carries a distinct historical aura that appeals to both new and seasoned collectors. Owning this coin allows one to hold a tangible piece of Australia's monetary evolution, a coin that bridges the gap between the classic and modern eras. Each surviving piece tells its own story of circulation and endurance, whether found in a collection or rediscovered after years in storage. Ultimately, the 1971 no-mint mark Elizabeth II 50-cent coin stands as a remarkable artifact of its time. Its historical depth, intricate design, and rising market value combine to make it a true standout in Australian numismatics. Collectors treasure it for what it represents, the resilience of a young nation defining its identity through its currency. Whether admired for its design, sought for investment, or preserved as a link to the early days of decimalization, this coin continues to shine as one of the more captivating and valuable pieces from Australia's 20th century minting history. Next coin, the 1975 Australia 50-cent coin. You might not give a second thought to that dull, dirty 50-cent piece lying in your drawer, but what if I told you that some of these old coins could be worth a small fortune? Yes, even in very dirty or circulated condition, certain examples of this 1975 50-cent coin have caught the attention of collectors around the world, fetching prices that can reach well into the thousands. So, stay tuned as we uncover the incredible story, design, and hidden value behind this remarkable piece of Australian history. The story of the 1975 Australia 50-cent coin begins in a period of national pride and subtle transformation. Australia's decimal currency system had already been introduced less than a decade earlier, in 1966, replacing the old pound system. By 1975, the nation's coins had firmly established their place in everyday life, but there was something particularly interesting about the 50-cent denomination. It had transitioned from the short-lived silver round coin of 1966 to the now familiar dodecagonal, 12-sided cupronickel coin that we still recognize today. The 1975 mintage continued this newer design, but low production numbers, striking variations, and errors made it stand out over time. For numismatists, 1975 marks a period where quality control and minting practices produced some intriguing anomalies, which today make certain surviving examples extremely collectible and valuable. Turning to its design, the 1975 Australia 50-cent coin carries one of the most elegant and symbolic designs in Australian numismatics. The obverse side features the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which was used on Australian coinage from 1966 until 1984. Her profile is encircled by the inscription Elizabeth II Australia 1975, representing both authority and continuity within the Commonwealth. On the reverse side lies the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, featuring the kangaroo and emu standing proudly on either side of the shield, a true national emblem. What makes the 1975 issue stand out, however, are subtle differences in strike sharpness, rim thickness, and planchet texture, particularly noticeable in coins that have aged under heavy use. Even in dirty condition, the detailed engraving of the kangaroo and emu often remains partially visible, revealing the durability of its minting craftsmanship. When it comes to rarity, the 1975 50-cent coin holds a unique place in the market. Although not immediately rare in mintage numbers, it's the condition and minting variations that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Many of these coins have been heavily circulated, leading to wear, scratches, and dirt accumulation. Finding one that retains strong definition, even beneath grime, is becoming increasingly uncommon. Certain varieties, especially those with misaligned dies, doubled lettering, or planchet flaws, can significantly increase the coin's value. Collectors often seek examples that still display crisp details on the queen's hair or the coat of arms, intricate lines, making the search for a high-quality 1975 coin both exciting and challenging. Among collectors, the 1975 Australia 50-cent coin has earned respect not just for its age, but for what it represents, a tangible piece of Australia's post-decimal identity. Its design consistency, combined with subtle year-to-year variations, makes it a cornerstone in many Australian coin collections. While it doesn't belong to a series like the Wheat Pennies of America, it holds an equivalent position in its national series, symbolizing both heritage and endurance. The fact that many of these coins have survived decades of circulation, often in rough or dirty condition, adds a layer of authenticity that seasoned collectors value deeply. For new hobbyists, it serves as a starting point to understand the art of identifying condition-based rarity and the joy of discovering treasure in the most unexpected places. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know, the market value. Depending on its condition, luster, and whether it displays any minting anomalies, a 1975 Australia 50-cent coin can fetch anywhere from $850 to around $3,900 in today's collector market. Even coins in very dirty condition have been known to sell for impressive amounts when properly cleaned and authenticated. Proof-like specimens, or those with doubling errors, can command even higher premiums, sometimes approaching the upper end of this range. The price continues to rise as the availability of clean, well-struck examples diminishes each year. What was once a common coin in circulation has now become a miniature piece of investment potential for those who recognize its hidden value. If you're looking to start collecting or searching for this coin, there are a few important tips to remember. Focus on condition and detail. Even a coin that looks grimy might reveal incredible quality beneath the surface once professionally cleaned. Check the edges, lettering, and relief areas for signs of minting variations or doubling. Always avoid harsh cleaning methods that could damage the metal surface, as original patina and tunning can add to its collectible charm. Keep an eye on online auctions, estate sales, and local coin shows. You'd be surprised how often a valuable 1975 50-cent coin goes unnoticed in a pile of common change. Patience, a magnifying glass, and a bit of numismatic curiosity can go a long way in turning a humble find into a prized possession. In conclusion, the 1975 Australia 50-cent coin isn't just another old piece of metal. It's a symbol of craftsmanship, heritage, and hidden worth. Its design tells a national story, its rarity fuels collector passion, and its market value proves that even the most ordinary-looking coin can carry extraordinary potential. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin is a reminder that history and value often hide in plain sight. And as we close today's video, get ready, because in our next episode, we'll uncover another Australian treasure that has shocked experts with its unexpected worth. You won't want to miss it. Next up, the 1978 Australia Elizabeth 50-cent coin has become an intriguing subject among modern collectors, not because it was expected to be rare, but because of how time and scarcity transformed its value. What was once an ordinary circulation coin has now gained attention for its distinct no-mint mark issue, making it a standout piece in the Australian decimal series. Collectors around the world are increasingly drawn to this coin's subtle details and historical context, driving strong market demand even for those found in worn or dirty condition. Its status as part of Australia's enduring 50-cent lineage, paired with its link to Queen Elizabeth II's portrait series, ensures that it remains a centerpiece of conversation among serious numismatists. Minted in 1978, During a period of economic steadiness in Australia, this coin represents both continuity and craftsmanship in Australian currency. The Royal Australian Mint in Canberra produced millions of 50-cent pieces that year, yet the no mint mark variation, indicating its production from the main facility without additional identifying marks, has made it particularly fascinating. This period was also significant in the broader Commonwealth, as it marked a time when Queen Elizabeth II's effigy was updated to reflect a more mature likeness, capturing the steady reign of one of history's longest-serving monarchs. As a result, the coin serves as a small but meaningful relic of the late 1970s, symbolizing national identity and royal heritage through design and precision. The 1978 Elizabeth 50-cent coin's design continues to impress collectors with its bold yet refined artistry. The obverse features Arnold Machin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, one of the most recognizable designs in modern coinage, surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II, Australia, 1978. The reverse displays the Australian coat of arms, showcasing a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield with symbols of the 6 states, an enduring representation of national unity. Struck in copper-nickel alloy and weighing approximately 15.55 grams, the coin's dodecagonal, 12-sided, shape makes it distinct not just in feel, but in visibility. Even in dirty or worn condition, its edges and engravings carry the unmistakable character of vintage Australian minting. Rarity plays a defining role in the coin's current appeal. While regular 1978 50-cent pieces are relatively easy to find, examples that retain strong definition or that come from unique production batches are increasingly scarce. Collectors have also noted that coins with subtle minting variations, like double strikes or slight planchet differences, can significantly raise their desirability. Condition matters tremendously. Coins in near-uncirculated or uncirculated state can fetch dramatically higher prices compared to those heavily circulated. However, even a very dirty yet structurally intact specimen can attract interest, especially from collectors seeking an affordable entry into the series or those fascinated by historical patina. In today's numismatic market, a 1978 Australia Elizabeth 50-cent coin without a mint mark can command respectable prices depending on grade and eye appeal. Circulated examples often range around $750 to $1,300, while better preserved coins with minimal may reach $2,200 to $3,600 at auction or through specialized dealers. Exceptionally clean, certified pieces in near-mint condition can sometimes approach $4,800, particularly if accompanied by documented provenance or error varieties. The growing recognition of these coins among international collectors has kept their market stable, with modest appreciation trends over the last decade as the supply of pristine examples diminishes. For those looking to add a 1978 50-cent coin to their collection, a few careful strategies can make all the difference. First, authenticity should be verified through trusted numismatic channels, as counterfeits and altered date coins occasionally surface online. Seeking certification from reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC can further enhance resale value and buyer confidence. Collectors are also advised to store these coins in airtight holders or soft-lined capsules to prevent oxidation, as the copper-nickel alloy can lose luster if exposed to moisture. Engaging with numismatic communities, attending coin fairs, and watching reputable auction sites can offer valuable insight and occasionally yield hidden gems at fair prices. Beyond its tangible worth, the 1978 Elizabeth 50-cent coin represents a blend of artistry, history, and identity. It's a coin that connects collectors to a specific moment in Australia's evolving post-decimal narrative, where precision minting met national symbolism under the enduring legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Its unique no-mint mark variation, distinctive design, and moderate scarcity continue to enhance its desirability year after year. For both novice and seasoned collectors, it remains a rewarding piece to own, one that reflects the cultural and economic heritage of an era now cherished in the numismatic world. In conclusion, the 1978 Australia Elizabeth 50-cent coin, even in very dirty condition, tells a story beyond metal and minting. It embodies the intersection of royal representation, national pride, and collectible rarity. As more pristine examples find their way into long-term collections, its value and mystique continue to rise. For anyone seeking a piece that balances affordability, history, and future investment potential, this coin stands as one of the understated treasures of Australian numismatics, proof that even the simplest circulation coin can, over time, evolve into something truly extraordinary. Last coin. The 1979 Australia 50-cent coin, in a very dirty and circulated state, represents one of the most fascinating and valuable modern coin errors ever to escape the Royal Australian Mint. The story of this coin's collectability begins not with its design, but with a monumental minting mistake. The 1979 Australia 50-cent coin was struck on a planchet, or blank, that was never intended for a circulating coin. This piece is one of the famous and highly sought-after round 50-cent coins. You see, Australia's 50-cent coin was changed to a dodecagonal, or 12-sided, shape in 1969, when it switched from silver to a copper-nickel composition. However, due to a minting error, a very small number of 50-cent coins for 1979 were accidentally struck on the old round planchets left over from the pre-1969 era. This fundamental error, creating a round coin that should be 12-sided, is what catapults this otherwise ordinary-looking coin into the realm of numismatic legend. To understand the context, we need to look at the Royal Australian Mint in 1979. This was a period of highly efficient, modern minting, making such a profound error all the more remarkable. The round planchets from the silver era were supposed to have been entirely used up or disposed of a decade prior. Their accidental reappearance in the press lines for the new 12-sided coins was a perfect storm of procedural oversight. The obverse of the coin features the iconic Arnold Machen portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was standard for all Australian decimal coinage at the time. The reverse, designed by Stuart Devlin, the official designer of Australia's decimal coins, showcases the Australian coat of arms, featuring a kangaroo and an emu supporting a shield. The design itself is beautiful, but the shock for any collector is picking up a 50-cent piece and feeling a smooth, round edge instead of the familiar 12 sides. The rarity of this coin cannot be overstated. While mintage figures for the standard dodecagonal 1979 50-cent are in the multi-millions, the number of round 50-cent coins from 1979 that are known to exist is incredibly low, with estimates suggesting only a few hundred survivors at most. This specific coin, being in a very dirty condition, tells a story of its journey through circulation. It was likely passed from hand to hand for years before someone noticed its unique characteristic. This heavy circulation and the resultant dirt and wear actually authenticate its story. It wasn't saved as a novelty, but was used as real money. Survival in any condition is a minor miracle, and each known example, regardless of its state, is considered a major find. The dirt and abrasions, while detracting from its eye appeal, do little to diminish its core numismatic value, which is rooted in its error, not its preservation. Within the series of Australian decimal coinage, this error stands completely alone. It is not part of a series like wheat pennies. It is a singular, monumental mistake. The collector demand for this coin is immense, both within Australia and internationally. It is a cornerstone coin for any serious error collector and a prized possession for specialists in Australian decimal coinage. Its appeal lies in the sheer obviousness of the error once you know what to look for. You don't need a magnifying glass to confirm a doubled die or a repunched mint mark. You simply feel the edge. This tangible, physical difference makes it incredibly compelling. Around 1979 50-cent is the holy grail for many collectors who sift through countless coins, hopping for that one-in-a-million discovery. When it comes to the market value of this numismatic treasure, we are dealing with very serious figures, even for a heavily circulated and dirty example like the one we are discussing. Given its legendary status and extreme rarity, prices for the 1979 round 50-cent coin are consistently high. For a coin in a very dirty and well-worn condition, comparable to a grade of good or perhaps even fair, you are looking at a significant investment. The value for such a piece typically starts from around $1,800 and can easily reach up to $3,500 or more in today's market. The price is highly dependent on the specific level of wear, the presence of any additional minor identifying marks, and most importantly, the current competitive bidding environment when one becomes available at a major auction, which is a rare event in itself. For collectors aspiring to find one of these coins, the strategy is straightforward, but the task is monumental. You must physically check every single 1979 50-cent coin you encounter by feeling its edge. A round edge is the only confirmation. Given that they are mixed in with tens of millions of common 12-sided coins, the hunt is truly like finding a needle in a haystack. Because of the coin's value, if you are fortunate enough to acquire one, it is highly recommended to have it certified and encapsulated by a top-tier grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even with a low grade due to its dirty and worn state, the slab will authenticate the error and protect the coin. Look for them in old coin jars, bank rolls, or at estate sales, but be prepared for the reality that most will be discovered by sheer blind luck. In conclusion, the 1979 Australia round 50-cent coin is a numismatic phenomenon. It represents a colossal minting error, possesses an incredibly low survival rate, and commands a formidable market value that reflects its status as a modern rarity. Its appeal crosses all collector boundaries, offering the thrill of the hunt to the beginner and a prestigious trophy to the seasoned expert. A dirty, worn example is not a coin to be cleaned or dismissed. It is a piece of monetary history, a tangible artifact of a mistake that created a legend, and a testament to the idea that incredible treasure can still be found in the most ordinary of places. Now, if you think a mistaken shape from Australia is fascinating, just wait until we explore our next video, where we will be looking at a small, seemingly insignificant Lincoln cent from the 1970s that was struck on a planchet intended for another country entirely, creating a hybrid that is worth a fortune. You won't want to miss that story.